the Blac Room.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Talk about it in the Blac Room. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Talk about it in the Blac Room. In the Blac Room. In the Blac Room. Let's talk about it in the Blac Room. In the Blac Room. In the Blac Room. Let's talk about it in the Blac Room.
Greetings and happy Black History Month. If you recall, last year I shared with you how Carter G. Woodson established Negro History Week and based it upon Frederick Douglass's and Abraham Lincoln's birthday. Well, today I'm going to share with you how I learned about Frederick Douglass. It was a warm, summer, sunny day. I was about 12 or 13 years old, working in the backyard with my father. We took a break from mowing the lawn, and he walked over to the fence to have a neighborly conversation with Mr. Jones, who lived next door. They talked about a lot of stuff that day, but the conversation that resonates on the banks of my memory was when my dad said, "Brother Jones, you know, the man I admire most in history is Frederick Douglass, you understand, because he was a self-made man." My dad talked about how Frederick Douglass never allowed his condition of servitude to prevent him from hoping for a brighter tomorrow. His thirst for knowledge led way to a hunger for freedom, and his hunger for freedom caused him to violate the laws of the land and emancipate himself by escaping from the slave state of Maryland to the free land of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He would ultimately rise up to be an advisor to Abraham Lincoln during the Civil War and become the ambassador to Haiti. Yeah, I remember that conversation. A little later on, when I got to be a little older, I decided to learn and discover who this Frederick Douglass was for myself. And just like my dad said, he was an amazing man. But he was more than what my dad said. He was an author, the narrative of the life and times of Frederick Douglass. He was a publisher of the Northern Star newspaper. He also agitated for the adoption of the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery, the 14th Amendment that gave citizenship, and then the 15th Amendment that gave African American men the right to vote. But the thing that Douglass was known for the most was his oratorical skills. When he became emancipated, he joined the African Methodist Episcopal Zion Church and became an ordained minister. His speaking skills were so powerful and authentic that in many instances, when he was standing before masses talking about the atrocities of slavery, they disbelieved that he was ever a slave. And oftentimes, he would have to disrobe and show every member of that audience the lashes on his back that he received as a slave. On August 3rd, 1857, he was the keynote speaker at the West Indies Emancipation Celebration. There, he would give a rousing speech that many declared was the foretelling of the Civil War. It was called, "If There Is No Struggle, There Is No Progress."
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Talk about it in the Blac Room.
Let me give you a word on the philosophy of reform. The whole history of the progress of human liberty shows that all concessions yet made to her august claim have been born of earnest struggle. The conflict has been exciting, agitating, all-absorbing, and for the time putting all other tumults to silence. It must do this, or it does nothing. If there is no struggle, there is no progress. Those who profess to favor freedom and deprecate agitation are men who want crops without plowing up the soil. They want rain without thunder and lightning, and they want the oceans without the awful roar of its many waters. This struggle may be a moral one, or it may be physical, and it may be both moral and physical, but it must be a struggle. Power concedes to nothing without a demand. Find out just what any people will quietly submit to, and you found the exact measure of injustice that will be imposed upon them. And this will continue until they are either met with words, with blows, or with both. The limit of tyranny is prescribed by those who endure it. Men may not get all that they pay for in life, but they must pay for all they get.
Let's talk about it in the Black Room.
Hey, listen, thank you for tuning in, and I hope this information that was shared was helpful to you. And remember that until the lion learns how to write, the tale of the hunt will always glorify the hunter. Have a good day.